this episode of Wasted Opinions. Today we're going to be talking about adult cartoons, some of our favorite ones, and maybe how do you define an adult cartoon? Before we do that, might as well introduce ourselves. To my far left we have...
CountryBoy.
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit. Space is the place. I'm LewisLightning.
And I'm MussKeg.
Simple.
Alright, so I guess before we maybe talk about some of our favorites, why don't we talk about what makes
what we consider an adult?
What is an adult cartoon?
Something you don't want your 4-year-old watching, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd say if there's any type of swearing maybe in the show, or any kind of adult humor, like sex, gratuity, some sort of gratuity. I'll say PG-13 and up.
Well, so here's a question then, because, for example, what about The Simpsons?
That's a Simpsons drama.
I would count those.
As an adult cartoon?
I would say those.
Okay.
I would say those because it's PG-13 and up, because I'm not going to let probably my 3-year-old kid watch that or something.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we did the kids cartoons episode before.
Yeah.
That's for them, whereas this is more for like people that are, you could be like 12, whatever,
Yeah,
10 or whatever.
Fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, 13 and up. Basically.
It's the shows that let you feel like a kid, even though.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, why don't we start with you then on your favorite? Well, I mean, here's a question. We can randomly discuss them, but
yeah.
Why don't we do a shot first?
Let's do that.
That's how you really. That's
a weird question.
That's really how you get an adult cartoon.
Exactly.
Right?
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
What'd you say that was again?
Angelico.
Hazelnut liqueur.
Okay. I was going to say, it smells like cookies.
Yeah, it is. It's really tasty.
Wow, this stuff tastes like banana bread.
Is that what
I taste it.
Oh, is that banana bread beer?
Banana
I had it
beer.
before.
Yeah.
I didn't think it tasted that much like
fantastic.
banana bread, but I also had like 2 or 3 beers before I had
That's
that.
Okay, so well, I don't know. Give me some of your.
I'll start with the basic. I think the show that basically started it all for all the other shows, The Simpsons. I think that's probably the one that everybody remembers growing up. That was like everybody's mainstay. Everybody watched The Simpsons basically, right? Mm-hmm. So that's probably my number one pick for any kind of cartoon, basically. At least the first maybe 12 years of it. Maybe after that, it's gone to shit. I haven't really watched it since then.
Every time people talk about it, it's always like, oh, I love this, it's so great. But the first so many.
I actually have a hard time watching the early seasons when the animation.
Yeah.
Season 1 was not so good. Season 2 was picking it up. It was better.
I was gonna say,
Season 3 is like they
you want to start. You want
to
to start after 3 is what I was going to say.
Yeah. You started
How many
hitting their
episodes has they done of that show now?
they're like in the probably 1,000 almost.
Yeah. So
Well,
If not,
I'm not sure what format they go. Like a lot of guys do 26 episodes a season. Some do 52.
I agree. Simpsons is the one that's like it's The Simpsons, and I mean, while everything's going to be good, nothing's ever going to come up to The Simpsons level as far as
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because it's your childhood memory of watching this show, right? And it started everything.
You need quality and at least like 12 years staying power. And how many shows even last 12 years?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys for The Simpsons: who's your favorite character? I'll start with you, Craig.
Oh, thanks for throwing it to me. Actually,
I think
ironically
you have
enough,
one.
I do have one, but honestly, we did like a draft of characters kind of thing before. Jeez. I honestly kind of want to think of because there's side characters that I really like.
Well, yeah,
no,
that's where I went on.
Like old Gil and everything
Whatever,
like
man.
that.
Just pick any character. As long as they're on the show.
Oh man,
I'll say mine right now.
Come back to me.
I know what mine
I know who
is.
yours is gonna be.
It's Chief Wiggum.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. He can say anything, and it's gonna make me laugh. Even in the newer episodes, as long as Chief Wiggum's in it, he's good. He's you can't lose with Chief Wiggum.
Yeah, he's a really.
I'm gonna split mine. I know I should pick one, but they're very similar characters. Listen to me breathe. But I'm gonna split mine. By the same voice actor and kind of similar. Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz.
That's a good one, yeah.
Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure. Yeah.
R.I.P. Phil. R.I.P. Phil.
Yeah, it's a shame
Phil
that
Hartman. Oh man.
they can't bring I don't want to say bring him back and have a different voice actor, but I love the character. At least bring one back.
Troy McClure was It's probably my second favorite character.
Hey, Dad,
after Piglet.
who's that leathery Muppet?
That's not a
That's not a Muppet, that's Troy McClure.
Yeah.
You know, I like originally I used to like Willie, but then I thought about it more, and Willie just had some certain lines that I thought were hilarious, like when Homer gasses the corn thing accidentally, and he's plowing the field. Oh no, not Paul Newman's corn. But I'd say Mo actually is probably my
Mo?
favorite of the
Solid pick,
call
solid pick.
main characters. So
Fun fact: the two characters that Phil Hartman did, he was actually supposed to voice on Futurama. Zap Brannigan. He was actually scheduled.
oh yeah, that would make sense.
But he died before the show ever came to air, so he
Yeah.
never got to voice him.
I don't know. How about you, Luke?
Yeah, that's
Oh, my TV show I'm going to pick, I'm going to go for something kind of older. Maybe you guys don't really remember it as well or didn't watch as much. Ren and Stimpy for an adult cartoon.
Oh shit, I remember.
Like-
I was wondering if anybody was.
I had
there.
a tape that my brother made where he recorded all of Much Music for what they did a Ren and Stimpy-a-thon, so I had just a ton of Ren and Stimpy recorded.
As a kid, like we talked about this before, he and I kind of grew up on like peasant view television. So we didn't get it, but I go to my cousins and like go downstairs in the basement into where like the kids' playroom or whatever you want to call it was. And my older cousin, who's like 10 years older, be watching Ren and Stimpy, and I was just like, this is fucking great. Watching like.
Yeah, they were gross too. They had a lot of gross.
It was
This is my jar of spit.
Yeah, it's like there was an episode where they had like nipples. They were talking about nipples
Oh,
the whole
yeah,
freaking episode.
yeah.
Like,
Man.
this is not for children at all.
No.
When you
It was the first gross out cartoon that I can
Yeah, it was
remember.
meant to like make you look gross.
Yeah.
Like,
Or not just gross, but like real adult. It was the first almost R-rated.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that they didn't get to put on. And when you guys brought up the idea of doing a adult cartoon, like the first thing I thought of was like, I have fucking Ren and Stimpy, the adult party pack.
oh yeah,
And those are like
that's
so
there's
bad.
actually like nudity in
Yeah,
that.
there's nudity. There's like they make a shit baby. It's a baby made of shit because Stimpy was constipated and he thought he was having a baby.
I will say, I think one of the ones we're going to mention a little bit later, I'm sure it's going to get talked about, has actually gone past Ren and Stimpy on the grossness factor and the weirdness factor.
Okay.
But yeah. For me, I'm going to go a little bit more modern day for Archer. Although I found the last season wasn't very good.
No.
But the first 3, 4, maybe 5 seasons of Archer were fantastic.
For me, yeah, Archer. It was in its heyday back when they were ISIS. I mean, that's what they had. Their organization was called ISIS.
Yeah.
Not related to the other ISIS.
That's why they changed it.
Yeah, exactly. But that was probably when the show was the best, when they were all spies. Because now it seems like they don't know what they want to do. Every season they want to change up the
I think
formula.
that's because they're trying to do. I liked Vice.
No,
I
Vice
liked when
was
they were
good. It
running
was a
Vice.
good. That was probably the first season after they run out of
Yeah.
ISIS. But then I think they just started going downhill after that. It wasn't quite the same quality. I mean, I still watch it. I still laugh at it. Archer is still funny. Pam, like fuck. It's some good characters.
I love the what's the main voice actor,
John
Benjamin.
Yes,
Yes,
Benjamin.
I like him a lot, and I tried watching Archer. I couldn't get into it. I watched the whole first season and a bit of the second. And I was like, nope, I'm done trying. With
Fair
it.
enough. If you
But
don't like that, it's probably not going to.
It's good quality. I have no problem with the quality. It's just not my type of humor. But
A lot of it is some clever jokes in there.
It's clever, yeah, and I like the running jokes throughout.
Yeah.
I think a good adult cartoon can be really smart
Mhm.
and have things mentioned in one episode be relevant all of a sudden in episodes later. So.
Like, I love his answering machine. It's always gets his mom whenever he's never there.
It never bugs me when he keeps doing the Lana thing when he's trying to get Lana to listen to him and she's ignoring him and he's
yeah.
dangers on all. So anyways, that would probably be my favorite as far as current modern day ones. Anyways.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'll stick with Matt Groening and I'm gonna go Futurama. That is a show that obviously, I mean, I'm sure everybody's probably seen at least a few episodes of it, right? But it didn't get as long of a run as it should have.
yeah,
It was a really excellent show that I don't think anybody really gave enough of a chance to. It had, I think, like 4 seasons, and then it got canceled, and then they did some one-offs for movies.
and then they came back for a time.
Yeah.
But I felt after that first 4 seasons, it wasn't the
I
same
actually,
magic.
it may be an
Same team.
unpopular opinion, but I actually laughed more at Futurama episodes than I do at the Simpsons episodes. Simpsons has a nostalgia feel to me. but I find a lot of the Futurama comedy I laugh at more than Simpsons.
Okay, no,
I'm split on that. There's some episodes of The Simpsons that I think are
Maybe it's
great,
because
and
it's the
some
episodes,
Futurama.
but like
Yeah.
the Robot Insane Asylum episode was cool. Or the poor Frankie thinks he's a lunchroom robot. I was working in the lunchroom, Frankie. It's all right. Poor Frankie.
That reminds me of that Simpsons episode where he's in the insane asylum with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But I like Futurama that, as much as it was a comedy show, like cartoon and everything, but there was like some really serious kind of heart-wrenching moments and stuff.
There was.
Dog.
Yeah, Fry's dog. My goodness.
The one where he like literally moved the stars for Leela,
and
but then she never even saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stars, like that's some pretty, and they had planned out some stuff for so long, like long haul, like Nibbler going back and actually putting Fry into the freezing machine. That was planned since day one.
You can see his shadow.
Yeah, exactly. The episode that they actually go back in time and do that is like season 3 or something. So they planned that out for they planned for the long haul. So I was like, I really give props for them planning that far ahead.
The show's creators are a bunch of fucking nerds, like science nerds.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of their ideas come from.
And I love time travel. Like time travel is probably my favorite genre.
What's the name of the green alien who's like the news announcer?
Morbo.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're good characters too.
Oh, he's not. I guess he's kind of green. He doesn't do the news though. The Morbo is the guy from Omicron Persea 8.
No, that's Lure.
Oh, Lure. Sorry.
Oh, they have the big headed.
Lure. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, like, my bad. I should know this. Yeah, but yeah, I like the time travel stuff. I love that stuff.
Just one last thing I was going to say about Futurama is that I sometimes I sit there and I think, is Futurama really about the future, or is it about like aliens? And like when I'm watching that show, there's so much. They go to a weird
planet.
planet.
They say Fry's a human, don't they? Say he's a human.
Yeah.
Oh, there's just humans in the show.
But I'm just saying, a lot of their adventures is like they just go to another planet and it's all alien stuff, and it's like, well, that could be happening today as far as we know, not really year 3000.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, there is, no, you're right, sure. It could be, whatever, it's just totally made up bullshit. Anyways, yeah, that's my second pick.
I was just going to say, for my second pick, it's a show that I really liked, especially in college, and it's been gone for a while, and lately, like on their fan page on Facebook, it seemed like the creators want it to come back, Drawn Together.
I'm not with him on this one whatsoever.
You actually mentioned this, I think, in one of our earlier, just unsung. I think it was in our unsung.
I don't remember
story.
bringing it up.
Oh, one of our
under hidden gems or
Hidden
something
Gem?
like
I don't
that.
think he's mentioned that. Anyways,
But it's basically real world, but with cartoon characters, and they get them from like different types of shows. Like there's a Disney princess stereotype. There's like if you remember the Batman animated series, there's a character like that called Captain Hero. There's Link from Legend of Zelda with Xander and a whole bunch. And yeah, it's like the real world, and they're very raunchy. I think it's like
I think that's why I didn't care for it, is it was like over the top, and a lot of it was just unnecessarily raunchy. That's probably why I didn't. I like the idea. I thought it was great, like having all these different shows mixed into one. Like all these, like you got Superman, and you got like Betty Boop type characters, or like even like a SpongeBob sort of character.
Yeah.
And they're just like they all put together into this one house. I thought it was an awesome idea, but I just did not like the way that they did it.
One thing, they made a movie which is terrible, but one thing that you kind of see in that movie is like, if you, to me it's like if you like South Park a lot, it's about that level of how far it can get the grading. Like there's stuff in South Park that's equally as bad as what's in Drawn Together, but maybe it's presented differently. Like Drawn Together is just like, bam, in your face, whereas South Park's usually, it's building towards...
I feel like it's justified in South Park. It's justified, the gratuity. Whereas in Drawn Together, they were just like, here's my tits. Like, okay, that was kind of unnecessary.
There's some good moments. Just, I know you haven't seen it, but well, seen all of it.
Yeah, I've just seen a few. But...
There's like one episode where the SpongeBob character, Waldorf, had like a cow, a live action cow, and he couldn't keep it because their live action and animation don't mix.
Okay.
So he takes it out to the forest to put it down, and the last minute he like turns his gun and shoots away, and he ends up hitting the hunter. And the hunter's like, please tell my family I love them.
I've never seen an episode of Drawn Together, so I can't even. I think I might, if I saw what it looks like, I'd be like, oh, I recognize that, but yeah.
But he's like, tell my family that I love them. And then it goes to Waldorf's, like, you know, his narration. He's like, so I did the only thing I could do. I gutted the hunter and put his skin on. He went and told the family he loved him. It's just so gratuitous, over the top, and funny. Yeah. But yeah, I really like that one. I think it's worth checking out. But
okay.
You guys won't be surprised by this one, but I think it's. And we could.
I wasn't surprised by Archer.
We could do but we could do a whole episode on this one. But
we could do a whole episode on most of it.
We could do a whole episode on this, but I'm thinking we might actually do a whole episode on this.
Oh,
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
These guys actually introduced me to Rick and Morty when we first started doing these videos.
Morty, you're gonna have to shove these seeds right under my butthole.
It was the one I was talking about that I think it's actually past Ren and Stimpy on some of the gross out levels.
See, I don't think it's a gross out show.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much because it's a season 3 thing. But the world where Rick created for his daughter.
Yeah,
I think that was disgusting.
Yes, it is. But I'll say his show is grosser.
No, fair enough. But we don't even need to talk specifically about the seasons. It's adult to the max. As John, they told me, it was actually, you look at it and it's a playoff almost of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But I actually see, even though I've never seen a single episode of Doctor Who, I also seen, I think it's got a Doctor Who bit to it where they're doing a different adventure every episode kind of thing.
See, and that's kind of, I compare it to like Back to the Future, obviously, and like a little bit of like Futurama. Like I thought like Rick was sort of like Farnsworth and Bender mixed into one, because he's a genius, but he's also a drunk, and also like more 18A rated. I don't know if it's really that.
There's a line in one of the episodes where the guy says, "You stupid fucking Rick calls the guy, you fucking cocksucker." That's like.
It's on TV. I've seen the show on TV, so they probably censor it.
Yeah, I think they censor it on TV.
Because it was, I don't know if it was Cartoon Network or Teletoon it was on, but I saw it on TV.
But excellent show. I mean, a lot of people are picking it up nowadays. I started watching.
It's almost going to be a bit of an overload too. It's becoming like the Game of Thrones thing.
It is. You gotta watch this, right? It's an excellent show. It's really smartly written, and it's the characters in it are just so inventive, right?
Yeah. One thing I like about it's kind of more the show's marketing strategy or whatever, the creators, is that for the most part, a lot of the seasons and episodes have been put out free online. Like you don't have to pay a cent to watch.
There's
that
like
show.
a YouTube channel that just
on
YouTube. Repeat kind of.
I've been buying them. Like I do sometimes watch them online, but I usually buy them because I mean it's money to the show's creators and stuff, right?
I buy it too, but I like to watch it.
I wait. Don't have the best quality. But yeah, I like that. And I like you were saying, how it was smartly written. And they could take something so simple. Like there's the perfect level. They had the perfect leveled floor. And like you think,
that's
nothing. Wow. It's such a stupid concept.
Talking about emotionality that you talk about with Futurama.
Yeah, this
Rick's done it. Not Rick, but they've done it in this show.
This another thing the show does is like the long haul too. Like they're building up to something too. Like they have like certain characters that they'll tease you a little bit with them, and then they'll bring them back later on or something. Like, It's what would you say is your favorite characters? Again, I'm just curious. For this show.
For me, I really of the non-main characters.
I don't care. Anybody.
Well, Pickle Rick's been my favorite character.
Okay.
That was an episode.
I know it's your favorite episode.
That was an episode.
Probably one of my favorite episodes too.
Who are some Bird Person makes me laugh my ass off with it. Oh, I like the Gear Man.
Rick just hates him. It's hilarious.
The Gear.
I'll tell you about the Gear War.
What's his name? Gear Person? No,
Gearhead?
I think it might be Gearhead. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Anyways.
What would you say?
I was going to say, I think prior to Pickle Rick episode, I think the episode most people enjoy the most has my favorite character, Mr. Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks, okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Hey, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! And then when they're all in a room together, they just keep interrupting each other for using that one line. Hey, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Hey, look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
That's classic.
It helps having a sad sack like
Jerry. He's just the born loser.
Poor Chris Parnell. That's his life.
That is
like sad sacks.
I'll say my favorite character is probably my favorite episode too. Is Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Mr. Poopy Butthole was close on mine, but
he's just you wouldn't think that he actually existed before that episode. So it makes sense why she shoots him. Like, why would you do that?
And I like the whole thing being like, I don't have any bad memories of you. That's the reason she shoots him. And it's just like, no, he was just a really good friend.
Exactly. He's in rehab, like on a walker, trying to walk.
There's so many good ones. Like you look at the season 1 finale with the party, right? Everybody that Scrabbles or no, not Scrabble. The cat.
Squanchy. Yeah.
Can I squanch here? You can squanch anywhere. I got squanch it in here.
Anyways,
so that was yours. Okay.
It also gets really emotional too.
It does, yeah. Especially on Rick's side.
That ends of the season.
Season 2 was fucking.
Well, I was gonna say the first season you were talking about. Because he kept saying what was his catchphrase? His
wobble
dub dub, and then Bird Person's like wobble up with dub dub. Actually, means I'm in great pain.
Yeah.
And it's just like wow.
Yeah. That's the season 2 was a little bit more.
Oh, I agree. Season 2's better, but
I'll say a show that I think was underrated and people don't really. I know a lot of people probably didn't get the humor. King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Was the show.
It grew on me.
It had to grow on me. I didn't get it at the beginning. But then you fell in love with these characters, like Hank Hill, his obsession with propane, and Dale Gribble, who's just everything's conspiracy theory.
Pocket Sand episode is always my favorite.
Or Bill, who's like another born loser, or Boomhauer, who can't understand a word he fucking says. Like, that was one of the shows I actually learned to love it more and more as the seasons went on.
I think it actually got a little wackier too as time went on. Like the first few seasons, I couldn't really get into and stuff. I eventually did, because it just happened to be in the time slot between like Simpsons and other shit.
Yeah.
But I find like watching the newer episodes, like their trip to Japan to meet his son, that like his brother, it's like
Cotton
was so weird compared to some of the earlier
ones. Weird to think that the guy that wrote that was the one who wrote Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
like,
Beavis
that was
and
such a strange jump. So another adult cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was just. I thought it was an underrated, underappreciated show. Even though it did have a pretty good run, it had a really good run, but I don't know, a lot of people don't think of it, and that's just one of the shows that I remember watching as a kid, like right after Simpsons, and like before Family Guy ever came out, right? So it was up there. It was an awesome show.
Just because you mentioned it came to mind for me, a show that I really like, American Dad. You mentioned Family Guy, which is the precursor to it.
Basically.
I like it more
is
than
actually
Family
better
Guy.
though, I think.
It's gotten better. Family Guy used to be funny.
And they did musical.
Till they got canceled and came back, and then it became shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like
Need a beer, man?
yeah, I need another beer. But I was gonna say, American Dad. I have more beer.
I got some beer.
But
That's what you're drinking, right?
yeah, American Dad. Like, I don't know. I don't think everyone's just straight up as stupid in it. They don't do the cutaway gags as in Family Guy.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Stan can be like a real moron, but he's more like he kind of represents like the.
He's just the stubborn
right wing.
And Roger is your Stewie for the
most part.
Yeah.
I find that like Stan is like the old school American values where a lot of Americans think the country is, whereas Steve is what the actual new country is.
Francine or Lois?
Francine.
Yeah, Francine.
Yeah, I'd probably say Francine, too. She is the blonde.
What about Francine's sister, Gwen?
I guess not.
You haven't seen that one?
Which one?
She's her sister, Gwen. I don't know how else.
Okay, no, sorry.
But
anyways.
But yeah, I think it's a great metaphor. It stands like what classic America people portray as. But Steve's actually what America is. He's wimpy. He's weak. He gets things done for him. And then you have like what's her name? Haley is like the.
She's the activist.
Yeah, she's the activist part of America now.
The hippie.
And then Francine's like old school feminism in old school women in America. I think
what a woman should be.
Stay at home, do the dishes, make dinner.
Get some John votes on that.
Okay, Lindsay's in here. She's not gonna watch this episode.
Yeah.
And surprisingly they have Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart is on the show.
He's my favorite character.
He does like some of the raunchiest stuff. But yeah, I really like that show too. I think it's in its 11th season.
It's going pretty good.
It's going pretty good.
I was just gonna mention
it's on TBS now.
Family Guy. We probably won't talk about Family Guy. I would say, I think the main reason why I'm not a big fan of Family Guy as much anymore is it became self-aware, and it thinks that it can do anything and that it's always going to be funny no matter what it does, and it's just not, because you're not being clever anymore.
But they did some great things like the Blue Harvest, like when they did this.
No, that's fine. Yeah. There's one-off stuff like that is cool, but I think American Dad is they have a formula and they're sticking to it, and it's good. I don't think they're self-aware. They're not like overdoing it and being completely ridiculous.
I do go back and watch Family Guy from time to time, but they have like a good gag once or twice, but their stories aren't as strong.
Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I've already talked about it on one of our shows, but one of my last favorite ones was Clone High.
Okay.
This
is our hidden gem one.
Yeah, hidden gem.
Yeah, but I was more meaning this is like our third.
Third time around.
So Clone High, I only went around for a season. Man, I wish I could have done more, but I can watch that first season over and over again. Really awesome concept, having famous people reborn or cloned and gone into high school, and some really just off the wall comedy in it. So. I mention it more in the sense that it'd be a good one to watch, and it'd be great if they could bring it back. But yeah,
no, I know.
Did either of you see it?
I've seen probably one or two episodes.
Yeah, same here. I've seen maybe one or two.
Yeah.
But
so.
Is that?
That's
I was gonna do. I don't know if we're doing any more or not, but I was gonna do. If we're not gonna do any more,
I would just throw on.
I'm just surprised you guys in South Park.
I was gonna say
that until he mentioned.
That's
Family
literally
Guy.
what I was gonna say. South Park
Okay.
was gonna be my next one.
Oh, okay.
We can all talk about it. It's like 21 seasons or something. It's in right now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's not as good as it was. Like it started off. People thought it was hilarious. They can't watch the old episodes anymore. They're not nearly as funny. Mm-hmm. But then they went to like season 4 and 5 and 6, and those started getting really good. Like the World of Warcraft one was a good one, or the one where the kids get the weapons.
Yeah,
that's a classic episode.
Well, World of Warcraft's my favorite, the one that I've seen.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen nearly as many as you guys. In fact, I've probably seen more of the earlier season stuff than what's later.
Yeah,
I like though that like for as much of a kind of vulgar show and it goes over the top, like. I think they've won an Emmy, a couple Emmys.
I think so. I'm pretty sure they.
There is smart writing to it. I like what they do. They take something so simple and stupid, and then you watching the show, and you're like, oh, this is a metaphor for like the presidential.
They do that all the time.
Or
every episode is like a metaphor for something.
I will say that the one thing I think has made it really good was when when I first saw the first few episodes to where it is now, is the introduction of way more. Children characters, like not just having the 4 and then some side ones, but having like your almost main cast, like Butters. Butters my favorite.
Butters my favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite character? Randy. Mine.
I love Butters.
Randy. Butters mine.
But yeah, you're right.
But there's other guys like
Timmy and Jimmy.
Jimmy and Jimmy.
Even like
wow, what a weird audience.
I love that he was the bard in Stick of Truth too.
And even like Clyde, Tweak, and Craig, like they all have like kind of like their own episodes sometimes devoted to them.
They do.
It was great. Token
Black kid.
Token Black.
One of my favorite non-kid characters I always liked was the what's his name? You guys get
Mr. Mackey.
Yeah,
Mr. Mackey. I was gonna say my actually Butters is still my favorite, but a close runner-up has got to be like the new police chief or whatever.
Oh, I can't
remember his name.
He goes undercover to become a prostitute. He still has his mustache.
Yeah.
He goes all the way in and like gets married.
If you play, you haven't played much of the game.
You're busted.
There's like a line in the new games like, oh yeah, of course you guys think it's all racist and everything, but if you knew this was actually based on like a Lovecraft story, and do you think H.P. Lovecraft was a racist? What was that? He was a racist? Well, how racist are we talking about? Oh.
Yeah,
and that's what's great about the 2 games that come out recently. It's like
just like the show.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, actually, that was one thing playing it brought at least that BC a little bit more of the comedy that was going on too at the time. So
Canada, great.
I don't know. Do we have any more that we want to talk about, or
I think that's
we could
talk
time forever.
Unless you got a couple you just want to fire off, I don't know, but I think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah,
hit all the basics. I think.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Before we go, why don't we tell everybody where we can find ourselves on?
I'm on Twitch, Twitter, and PSN as CountryBoy_9.
I'm on Twitch at LewisLightning.
And I'm on Twitch, Twitter, PSN as MussKeg. Pretty easy.
Don't!